original intent of the Constitution, which has been, I think, changing over time. But the original intent was that there would be a very small federal government, that it would cover the basics, and everything was left to the states that wasn't covered and reserved by the federal government. We have gone so far beyond that, and I think things are best left to the states, and I'm a strong supporter of the 10th Amendment.
Oh, good, thank you. And the only other question I had from my area, I'm sure a lot of us have similar questions, bailouts. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as you know, I have been, I think, unfairly, and I kind of think it's a cheap shot to call me Kate bailout, because I have voted against every stimulus, every omnibus appropriation, and will continue. TARP, the first one that came, was brought by Secretary Paulson, and what he told to us, and the reason I think almost every Republican voted for it in the Senate, is that we were looking at a global economic meltdown, and that they had to have $700 billion with no strings attached. We didn't give him $700 billion. We gave him $350, then with a second ability to renew for the second $350 billion, which I voted against the second one, because I was appalled at what he did. First of all, he changed position after he got the $350. He changed the position on what he was going to do. This was to shore up financial institutions. And then all of a sudden we were using it for buying General Motors, taking over all of these other functions. And my view is that the first mistake was made in the Bush administration, and it was getting so involved in the other things instead of fixing housing. Housing started this problem, and it was a lack of regulation of these fancy derivatives that caused the meltdown. So had we stuck to the first thing that Hank Paulson told us he would do, after which most Republicans voted for it, and that is to shore up the banks on a temporary basis, give the taxpayers equity, and then let them get strong and provide liquidity in the credit markets, I think we could have recovered from this. But the money never went out. And when Hank Paulson came back to us a month, like it was 6 weeks after the money had gone out, came back to us and we said, the money's not getting out. I've been all over my state. I wasn't the only one who said this. So did the senators from Georgia and everywhere. We've been all over our state. Nobody can get credit. And he said, but it's because the money hasn't gone out yet. Well, yeah, I mean, 6 weeks has gone by. So it was a very frustrating experience. We put the limits on that we thought were the right ones, and we pushed the secretary to get liquidity in the credit markets, because small business people couldn't get money for their payrolls, they couldn't buy inventory. It was, that, in my opinion, was